Yo, what's up guys? Platinum Tech here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a $1,500 gaming PC build. Recently I've kind of noticed that in a lot of my videos I kind of sound like a robot when I talk, and my videos are really short. That may be really good for some of you guys, but on the ranking scale of YouTube, my videos don't really get high up there when it's like 2.5 minutes long. So I'm going to try to go like a little bit further into depth with some of the parts I talk about and some of the pricing, you know, just stuff like that. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe down below and give a like to the video if you like it. I'm really hoping to hit that 100 subscriber milestone by the end of March, and it would be so great if you could just subscribe to keep this channel going. I'm going to be producing more tech videos soon. I'm going to be doing a review on some stuff really soon, and it'd be just great if I could see some support from you guys and know that you guys are just enjoying what you see. So let's get on with the video. The first item, the CPU that I chose for this $1,500 build, I'm going top of the line here. I went with the Intel Core i7-6700K. This is coming clocked at 4 GHz and it's a quad-core processor. This is coming overpriced at $330, but you are getting what you paid for. If you really want a $1,500 build, I personally would wait for the Ryzen chips to come out and then see the benchmarks and then choose whether you want to stick with the Intel 6700 or maybe even the 7700, or if you want to switch over to AMD. Like I said in some of my videos, don't stick to one company. If one's better, choose it. But as of right now, the Ryzen chips are out. I will be doing a video when they come out. So I just went with an i7, top of the line. You know, it's pretty much the best CPU you can get right now for gaming. With the i7-6700K in a game like Battlefield 1, you'll be looking at about 111 frames on average. This is on ultra settings, so really this CPU will be able to handle anything you throw at it, and it is very future-proof. So even if you don't decide to go with the new AMD CPUs, you probably won't have to upgrade for another few years. And the next item I went with, since this CPU does not come with a stock cooler, I went with the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. This is coming in at around $38. With mail-in rebates, it goes down to $28. I know this isn't necessarily the strongest or most expensive cooler, but as of right now, we really won't need any more if we're not overclocking or pushing the CPU to its limits, and even if we do overclock it, this should be able to handle it fine. And at $38, it's a pretty good price for a cooler. You won't really find more bang for your buck with any other CPU cooler on the market. And for your motherboard, I went with the Asus Z170A ATX motherboard. This is coming in at about $153, and I went with this motherboard because it's really top of the line, and it's probably the best one you can get for your money right now. I didn't go with the Z270 because it's really new and it's about $30 extra, which would break our budget by about $20 to $30. It's got 4 6GB per second SATA ports and 1 SATA Express. It has 4 RAM slots, and the most you can put in it is a 64GB kit. This is a mid-size motherboard, so you're going to want a mid-tower case, preferably ATX. At $153, it is pretty expensive, but if you don't want to worry about whether your motherboard's going to fail or not, this is the one that I would go with. And with the RAM, I didn't cheap out on this. I went with the G.Skill Ripjaws V-Series 16GB kit. It's DDR4 and it's 3000 megahertz of memory. This is coming in at around $115. Yes, it's really expensive, but 16 gigabytes is starting to become more and more prevalent, and it's becoming more needed in newer games and newer titles. And at 3000 megahertz, it's going to be really fast and it's going to work better than an 8GB kit. And this is really future-proof because you're not going to need 32 gigabytes or 64 gigabytes for another maybe 5 to 10 years. If you want, you can go with 8 gigabytes. That's going to save you around $50 to $60, and then you could put maybe another terabyte of storage in this build, maybe get an SSD, probably not, or you can get a better power supply. It's up to you, but this is the kit I would go for if we're trying to squeeze every ounce of performance out of this computer. Moving on to the next part, for storage, I went with a Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB hard drive. This is coming in at around $50, and I did not include an SSD because that would have cut into our budget by a couple $100. If you do have the extra money and you want the faster storage, you could go with that, or you could go with a hybrid drive. Those seem to work pretty well for some people. The Western Digital Caviar Blues are just really trusted and they work well for most people, and a terabyte of storage is going to be a lot for games, and it's going to be enough for media files and all that. Again, if you want to upgrade or just get another terabyte, you can save up another $50 and just buy another Western Digital Caviar Blue, or save up more and buy an SSD for the more important stuff like games or programs. And moving on to the next part, the GPU, this is going to be the strongest and most expensive part of the build. I went with the Asus GeForce GTX 1080. This has 8 gigabytes of video memory and it's a Strix Edition video card. This is coming in at about $680, but it's going to be well worth it. This is a little overkill and you can go with a 1070 or a 1060 if you want, but you're not going to be getting the best performance you can out of a $1,500 build if you don't go with a GTX 1080. This card can handle multiple monitors at 4K, it can handle any video rendering or video editing you throw at it, and it can handle any new gen game that's going to be coming out in the next few years. I really couldn't recommend a better option for a video card. Moving on to our next part, I did not cheap out on this because it's going to be what's supplying our whole entire build with power. I went with the 650 watt EVGA Supernova NEX. This power supply is 80 plus gold certified, it's fully modular, and it's an ATX power supply, so it will go nicely with our CPU, motherboard, and our GPU. This is coming in at around $93. With a $15 mail-in rebate, you can knock it down to $78. It's not necessarily the best deal on the market, but when we're going with a $1,500 build, we really don't want to cheap out on what's going to be giving our whole entire system life. I didn't go with an operating system in this build because you can use the free version of Windows or you can use a Linux platform, but I did go with a case this time. I went with the Deepcool Tesseract ATX mid-tower case. This is coming in around $37 and it looks amazing. It is an ATX case, so we know that our power supply and our motherboard will be able to fit into it. It has a total of 6 storage bays. It has 4 internal 3.5 inch bays and 2 external 5.25 inch bays. I think this case looks amazing, it's aesthetically pleasing, and this is probably going to be the one I go with when I get myself a case. Well, that wraps up this build. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe down below if you want to see more. Comment what you want the next video to be, and like this video if you did like it. Dislike it if you didn't. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Peace.